Surface Laptop 5, which is kind of Microsoft's, I can say, Galaxy Book 2. I think if that's the name of the product, I think Galaxy Book 2 rival. And coming to specs, first of all, there are two options, 13-inch and 15-inch options, and smaller size is available in Sage and Sandstone. That's the design, and both sizes come in a black and silver. Uh, you get a Type A port, 3.5 mm headphone jack, a Surface Connect port, which is, I think, the uh, the charging port, or I'm not too sure. I think, but there's a port specifically made for Surface laptops, and a USB-C port, which is a Thunderbolt 4 certified port, and so you can connect any GPU, or you can connect a 4K monitor, and you can transfer files at large speeds. Internally, the 13 and 15-inch laptops come with only a 12th generation Intel processor. If you remember last year's Surface Laptop 4 was selling quite a bit AMD variants, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, AMD variants, AMD Ryzen 7 and Ryzen 5 was there, and honestly, that was the only good thing going for the previous year's gen, and now like just killing it. I know the 12th gen is impressive, but AMD was much better, and their graphics also were much better at a better price too. And Microsoft seems like they're making all the bad decisions. It starts at $1,000, which I think was the same price last year too, and i5 and i7s. But the 15-inch one comes only with the i7. Again, losing out on customers. I think this is super bad planning from Microsoft's end. The design is virtually the same. I feel like they've changed the materials on the laptop. Like the keyboard for the previous gen looked was like proper Alcantara material, and this year's, I don't know if it's a metal or they changed this thing, but it looks much more like an iPad or something that an iPad would strive to be. And yeah, so let me just start off with the cons for the whole Surface lineup. See, the idea of the Surface lineup is a very good idea, and I think it's something Apple should have jumped on. Where do we get the performance and usability of a laptop? Not usability, but the performance and the sheer amount of workforce that a laptop, not workforce too, but all the features that a laptop can have, but have the usability of an iPad. And that's where Surface was supposed to come in. Surface was supposed to be a play on both of them and be much better than its competitors. And I think it's never done that properly. It's never done that, because I don't know, it's because it's a Microsoft product, but the first time I saw Surface, I was genuinely excited. But I think they've taken this whole idea too far long, and they've priced it so horribly that no manufacturer wants to actually get into the scene anymore of making a tablet a Windows replacement. And you know how Windows is, it's horribly optimized. And there's a 5G variant of this new laptop too. I think what they need to work on is their pricing and optimization and performance. See, if you're basically paying for a laptop, when you check its competitors, that is the M1 MacBook Air, which is cheaper, and the M2 MacBook Air, which is I think slightly more expensive, they are miles ahead when it comes to anything. Battery life, performance, like the whole experience of using it is much better. Like you can't compare it to a Surface, and I think that's where the Surface is really mixing out. I know they tried with that, I think Surface Pro X or something like that, where they used a silicon chip and you could only download apps from the Windows Store, but I think that was kind of like a big fail on their part, and it still wasn't that great when they used their own chip. So that's my main issue with the whole Surface lineup. And they're ridiculously overpriced in India. Like, who is going to pay a 1,04,000 rupees? Who's going to pay 1,04,000 rupees for a laptop like this? Like, I feel like at that point you could get some laptop with a similar processor for much half the price. Also purchase an iPad and have two separate things for two separate. I don't know why Microsoft does this, and it's kind of, they have such a good idea on their hands. The implementation is so horrible.